That is a lot of like especially in the NFT world side of stuff is like very heavily affected. And I feel like that kind of makes sense. I think playing games and like buying like collectibles and stuff with your crypto is very much a bull market thing. You know, when you're making money every day and like you see your
Yeah.
values going up, it's a lot easier to like, you know, play some games with it or buy some artworks with it. And as people are getting like more, oh shit, I gotta like tighten my stuff, you know, and get my shit sorted. I can see a lot of people like a lot of these communities are thinning out. And then there's also a lot of like creators that are just like bailing. But I feel like a lot of the creators who are bailing weren't going to stick around long term anyway. So them bailing just seems to be like uh expedited by this stuff. You know, like they would have bailed long term and like maybe just exploited or extorted more value out of the people in their communities on the way out. Then now they just kind of got kicked out because the market fell apart. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's good and bad. There's a silver lining, I think. Like the projects that are still sticking around and building now that all these uh, communities are so bare bones and the valuations are so low, I think those communities are going to build value that comes up with the markets when they recover. But
And
Also, a lot of people
we'll
still
we'll have
building
to
on
see.
wax, and like
Yeah,
as we sort of saw with the last bear market, like all these people invested into Ether, DeFi, and stuff, and it was all just like a pipe dream. And then three, 4 years later, all that stuff was realized, and then all the tech was working. So I think we're gonna kind of see the same stuff on wax, where like a lot of people were pitching games and stuff last year, but then like by the next bull market run, those games will actually exist and be playable and stuff. So I do think the teams that are like keeping their heads down and building in the bear market will still be around during the next bull market and be rewarded for it.
yeah. We'll
Yeah,
have
if
to
you can
see.
weather the storm, you'll be looking better on the other side.
It's definitely been intense though, seeing how fast all these markets can like shift and how quickly the sentiment changes in the communities of the people involved.
have you been there for the 2017 and 2019 bear trend and all this
Yeah,
cycle?
yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
much everything.
I
Like
started in
it's
2013 with Bitcoins, and like
nice.
right when
Oh,
the
gee.
Mt. Gox exchange got, and I like watched the Bitcoin price fall from $1,000 to like $100. It was insane. I was like, oh god. And like I was watching from the sidelines, and I first bought Bitcoin around like $300 per coin, and it immediately fell to like $150. Like I lost half my money like within 2 weeks. I was like, oh shit. Like, and I just bought another one. I was like, whatever, I'll buy more, because I was so I spent like 2 weeks reading the white paper and like trying to understand how it worked. And I actually did like with pen and paper the like SHA-256 hash like algorithm that it was like detailing. And it took me like 2 weeks, but I did have that like, oh my god, it works, like, and understood that it worked. And then I was like, fuck it, like I'm gonna buy some. And then when it fell in price, I was just excited to buy more. And then I kind of just like sat on it and like you know waited. But then Ethereum came out, and I think around like $9 per Ethereum I started like getting into that. And yeah, it rode up. I think I started buying at like more around like $20 really aggressively, and then within like 3 months it went from $20 to like $1,000 a coin. It was like insane. So to like ride those cycles, and then of course the 2017 ICO craze like wiped me the fuck out, because I got like wrapped up in that whole, oh, you participate here, you get these tokens, and you diversify, and like of course 90% of all that stuff went to shit. And you know, you kind of like learn through like doing basically. But the reality is, just like Lewis was saying, all the stuff that was the hope and the like reason why all these people, and why like me included, like threw money at these like insane things, was these like concepts that, oh, this in the future could become, you know, a big decentralized exchange or a big like stable coin maintaining protocol or something like that. And today there are those successful ones, like, you know, you got like Uniswap and Curve and like Farex protocol making the like the stable coins, and like, or Maker for with the AI. Like those things are real now, and that money that was raised by all that money that was lost in those 90% of things going to shit, basically, a lot of the money that was raised at that time did get put to building that infrastructure that today is worth, you know, billions of dollars on Ethereum. And I feel like it feels very similar to that now with like this whole NFT space, where it's like lots of money, lots of excitement, and then very quickly realizing, oh shit, this isn't actually going to be real for another like 2 years or something. And then that money and valuation, was like, oh, we're buying things that we think will be worth this 2 years from now, but why are we spending that money today? And then like it drops very aggressively, but the development and the value building is still going on. And I don't know, it's been wild.
Also, it's crazy to see it grow too, because when I got into crypto, it's before it's kind of like, I guess, during the last bull run before this most recent one, and you could only buy 3 crypto on a Coinbase. You could get Bitcoin, Ether, or Litecoin. That's all that was available. Like, if you go on any centralized exchange today, there's like way more tokens and stuff. So just seeing like, I don't know, it feels like it takes a long time for all the stuff to come out when you do it every single day. But if you like blink and then wait 6 months, it's like a totally different landscape.
I will have to admit, the reason I first bought Ethereum was because I signed in onto my like exchange account where I had the Bitcoin, and it was like Ethereum was a second option, and I was like, what's this? Like a new token? Like, I'll buy some. It's like $9. I could buy like 10, It was crazy. And it literally was just because, oh, it's just a different thing than it just used to be only Bitcoin. And so seeing it go from that to literally like you can now make your own token in like 10 minutes for like $5 or whatever in modern times. It's been a really crazy progression to see it all and participate in all of those like developments from the very start, starting on Mount Gox, which I don't know if everyone's aware, but Mount Gox was MTGOX, which stands for Magic the Gathering Online Exchange, where you trade Magic cards. And they started offering trading Bitcoins alongside Magic card trading. So it was like ridiculously like deep cut nonsense to stumble upon all that stuff.
Yeah, that puts it in perspective for sure.
Yeah.
People used to get Bitcoin from playing online poker and trading Magic cards.
Yeah.
I think there's also
the story from my beginnings. Somehow I stumbled on Bitrex. That was at the time when which year exactly it was, I don't remember, but pretty much, I had no idea what it is. But at the time, I liked to play poker. I liked to do betting. I was quite young at the time, and pretty much that was new to me, and I enjoyed. Okay, cool possibility to do the trading, because pretty much I think at the time I was still not at age that I could register for the forex or trading stocks and so on. So it was cool. You didn't need to do KYC, and I started rolling, and with some small money at the time. I was still living in Croatia and so on, and did some flipping and so on. And I remember still I was at the time buying Doge, and Doge was like the last decimal place of Bitcoin, like one or
one Satoshi. I remember that.
Yeah,
you get
like
tens of millions for like a buck. Yeah,
that was the time, and was flipping a little bit, and then pretty much after a while went used this onto poker and stuff like this on some poker plays for the crypto, and pretty much forgot for a few years completely about it until pretty much all this came back into the media a little bit about certain people started talking about it, and then it was like, wow. So pretty much by 2017 I was equipped with few Bitcoins and something like that, and sadly I had to sell them before actually the frenzy of $20,000. But so I missed the peak at the time, and but it was certain for me that I like the space, and I continued digging and trading and so on and so on, and it continued and continued. Here I am, full time in blockchain.
Yes, same. Fuck yeah, dude. I need to I wonder, what are your favorite trading protocols that you use to trade? I guess just if it's a little off topic, but
for a long time I enjoyed a lot leverage trading and so on, and I used to use BitMEX for it. Like I said already, Initially, I was pretty much just flipping Bittrex, Poloniex. At the time, Poloniex introduced pretty much leverages.
Yeah, I
But
remember that too.
once I found BitMEX, it was my place. And down the road, what's the name? Bitstamp, for example, because the fiat in, fiat out was the ideal through Bitstamp for me at the time. And pretty much when Binance came out, pretty much Binance is number one for me. And
Yeah.
stick with Binance mostly. Yeah.
So you stick with pretty much exclusively like brokerage exchange platforms rather than like on-chain blockchain stuff, right?
Correct. Mostly, yeah.
Yeah, I went the opposite way. I do like everything on chain.
Well, so Alexei, what's your background? How did you get into Wax? How did you get into NFTs? How did you get into crypto?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
first crypto and NFTs, I imagine, right?
Yeah, sure. I can make some introduction. So, my name is Aleksi Vitakoski, and I'm a founder of the Credit Metaverse project. I have also been a long time in the crypto space. I set up my first crypto business 2014. We offering Bitcoin payment services and also Bitcoin consulting to the merchants in the e-commerce stores and also physical stores. Also, we have another business model. We operating biggest Bitcoin ATM network here in Nordic countries. We have over 15 Bitcoin ATMs in the biggest shopping malls here in Finland.
Oh, sweet.
And 2017, we sold this company to another crypto company, the CoinMotion. CoinMotion is right now the biggest exchange in the Nordics right now. And this happened in 2017. And after that, I going back into traditional business industry and making sales work and and working on another positions. But regarding to the play to earn, about 2 years ago, I found a play to earn environment, and I playing about 1 year full time play to earn games, mainly in Bax, but also in the Binance Smart Chain and another blockchains. And I immediately noticed that we have a big issue here in play to earn. So I see in myself that I lose the opportunities everywhere. I see the interesting initial sale events and another drops, but I can't participate because my all Bax tokens are already investment into NFTs, so I don't have a liquidity. And also I see in the Discord channels that many another user talking the same issue that he see many opportunities but can't participate because the Wax tokens is already investment and stuck in the NFTs. So I starting to think about that this issue we have to handle, and everything is starting with this crew, and this is about 8 months ago, and we're starting to set up together with Carlo, Credit Metaverse. And right now we are operating 1 month and proving loans to the customers. And I think everything starts very well. Of course, all players in the backspace don't know yet the opportunity to get loans with the NFT collateral. But this is my short story.
Nice. I really like that. I read your white paper too, but I guess I'm getting ahead too fast. I like the concept a lot of like collateral, like short-term collateralizing NFTs as like short-term loans. That's really cool. It definitely solves a big issue within the NFT community, which is liquidity in general. Like NFTs are like a no liquidity asset to begin with. Like you have to find unique buyers for every single NFT like asset. It's not like you can swap with a liquidity pool.
Yep.
So this is
the speed that the market moves too. Like it's hard to offload and get liquidity if you're trying to chase the next project, right? And so having some quick liquidity to try and jump from one project to the next seems pretty advantageous, because like looking at Chain Champs, like some of your most valuable NFTs may not it may take you days, a week to find a buyer. It doesn't
Yeah.
change the value. It just, takes time.
Yeah, and if we think about the Credit Metaverse situation in the VAX space, if you have a gaming project, you have all the time competing with another gaming project because we have a limited customer space and you have to all the time competing with customers' money. But actually, right now in the VAX space, we don't have any competing. So the gaming project all the time changing. But I think the Credit Metaverse staying all the time and try to increasing the loading volumes. And yeah, I think that we have a very different situation. So yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a fascinating concept. I'm a big fan of like lending protocols in general. So
Well, yeah, did we want to dive into some of the details here?
Yeah, of course.
here, let's
Yeah.
there it is.
Yeah. Yeah, right now, Credit Metaverse offering only company-owned funds to the customers, but during the August, we're releasing also the peer-to-peer loaning service. And actually, peer-to-peer loaning service is more like a standard in the NFT collateral business. In the Ethereum blockchain, I have right now about 4 or 5 loaning service right now. And every these company is doing only peer-to-peer loaning.
Mhm.
So we
And
want
for
to put this service also in the VAX.
so for peer-to-peer loaning, would that mean that I could basically like rent out specific NFTs effectively for a loan?
Imagine it as a marketplace where you
Yeah.
as an NFT owner can simply list on your conditions, and another party which is let's say having VAX and want to make some money with his VAX, and he simply browses and finds, okay, I believe in this NFT and I'm willing to grant this loan and pretty much set these conditions or negotiate through the counter offers and offers. And if you make a deal, the NFT gets locked within Credit Metaverse. You release the money to the guy with the NFT initially, and if the guy repays the loan accordingly, he will get his NFT back from us, all with the smart contracts, obviously. And if he doesn't repay the loan, then you're getting the NFT, and you can do with it whatever you prefer.
Yeah.
So
that's
is in
actually
this
really cool.
peer-to-peer scenario, so like you're negotiating on an agreed value of that NFT.
And also times, interest rate, and so on. There is few
Yeah.
parameters. It's quite cool. And I'm sure it's gonna be
Yeah.
very.
So in the current form, in the protocol lending and not peer-to-peer, so how are you guys determining a value of a given NFT? Like, say I'm putting up like, a Scotty Wide-Eye or something from Blockchain Brawlers. That's like a highly liquid market. It's a pretty high volume kind of game, so you can have like a decent idea of how much is it worth. Are you just taking like the lowest listing on the market, or how's that work?
We are combining both lowest listing and also pretty much previous sales. Once we determine the value from our side, we are having a benchmark of 20%, unless we are extremely confident, because after all, we are loaning our own money. So pretty much if we are very confident in certain collection by analyzing the market, we might offer even better condition than 20%. But normally it's 20%, just to ensure that if market crashes 50%, we're not affected. The users still have pretty much incentive to return the loan and so on, right? And if user don't repay the loan, then we have the liquidation process where we list it on the market, and pretty much this is the procedure.
Yeah, I mean, it's like so that's like the one side of like Blockchain Brawlers is a name that everyone knows. That's a pretty high value NFT. It's going to sell, there's going to be buyers for it. But like, say I had something else that like, say I have like some really rare, like ultra rare, ultra rare is like a good brand, but there's not a lot of like liquidity for those really high value, rare, low mint items, right? Is there a threshold that someone put something up and you're just like, hey man, I'm like, I can't see the return on my investment, so I'm just going to say no to that. You need to give me a project that say has
We-
more liquidity or whatever?
we always have this this right to decide, are we confident with certain asset or not. If some asset doesn't have any kind of liquidity and we are very confident that we won't be able to sell it, in that case we won't grant a loan. If we are confident that we might sell it but we might wait longer, our threshold of 20% might go even lower. So for example, we had an example recently where there is a from some collection, I think it was even MBM, where there was ultimate level 5 construction, like the most expensive, and there is only 2 of those on the market for like 100,000 vax, etc., etc. But how often does those assets sell? So we made the offer based on the one rarity under what was around 5 to 6,000 vax, because with this we are confident that we will easily liquidate it, because if user doesn't repay, it means it's so cheap that someone must buy, even though if it's expensive, right? This is the kind of the concept. But just as you noted, it's very important that we have a team which is analyzing constantly any application that arrives, and pretty much we have guidelines for the team whereby they have instructions how to behave in regard how to decide on certain things. If there is a clarification needed, then it goes through Alexi or me or something like that. That's how the procedure goes.
Okay, and so like
So
I
it's
put
like
up an
case by
NFT,
case.
like is it custodial? Like if I'm putting up my NFT, you're giving me a loan. Do you like own that in a smart contract?
So first you apply. That's a transaction, but you don't send the NFT. Then we are getting and reviewing this application. If we are, and then we are giving the answer. We are giving either rejection or we are giving the offer. And then you're receiving the offer, and you can decide, okay, I'll accept this offer or I will reject it. If you reject it, nothing happens. If you accept it, in that case, NFT goes custodial into the smart contract and is kept with us, and you get the VAX instantly, and you're supposed to return the VAX until the pretty much time runs out. And if you return it, you get NFT redeemed. And on opposite side, if you don't, NFT is ours. We do the party with it. No, we list it on the market, or depending. As I already mentioned, since we are analyzing everything, we're pretty much deciding what to do with it, how to get the value back, and so on.
Yeah. Damn. Is it like a manual process then of like liquidating somebody?
Yes, it is a manual process after the NFT is, of course, the time goes down, and okay, NFT is available, and this is at the moment manual, because we didn't want to automate anything without the data of operation first. First, we're gonna operate in these conditions and collect all the viable data that will influence the way of automatization, and then down the road we will have it automated as well.
Yeah, and then down the road it'll also be like users can come in and act as the people supplying the, like, it won't all have to be your funds. It'll be like I can say I'm willing to take, let's say Mark wants to put his Scotty Wide Eye up for, to get some wax for like a week. I could say I would accept your $1,000 wax Scotty Wide Eye, and I'll give you 300 wax for that for 1 week.
Well, this you're gonna do through the PvP, through the peer-to-peer.
And then it's more scalable too, because then like each individual case gets vetted and gets like analyzed and accepted by individual peer-to-peer instead of everything having to go through.
If you have the facts, you're the one reviewing, and I believe that it might actually be, even though initially I was believing that this will be a hit, but then I realized actually how many people are waiting for this peer-to-peer, because it's more interesting, and I can see it being more interesting, because it's boring when I can get only 20. Maybe I have NFT and maybe I, hope maybe someone gives me 90%, and I'm, there is this hope and this marketplace. Then, you have VAX, you have a lot to scroll and to search, and maybe you find some deal for yourself and so on. So it's going to be quite cool, I believe.
Yeah, it's fun to play the market, and there's people that have a lot of NFT value, and there's people with a lot of liquid wax. So there's something advantageous for both people.
It's like
Exactly.
it's like basically a cash covered call option on an NFT if it's a peer-to-peer marketplace, because you can put up the cash that you're willing to pay for that NFT as a loan for the NFT instead.
Right.
If the loan gets defaulted, great, you get the NFT for the cash price that you were willing to pay in the first place. If it doesn't, great, you still get the premium for selling the option contract.
Correct.
Yeah, oh man, that's awesome. Like, that's definitely I could see that being very popular. I think people who understand how to use that kind of tool can make quite a bit of profit doing so.
By the way, now you gave me actually a good idea. Those
Yeah.
options would be quite cool.
Yeah, you could offer an option like as a product on the platform. That's a
Oh
great,
man, don't tempt
that's
me,
a
Frodo.
great product.
peer
Like,
to peer, you grant a loan, and then the
yeah,
next day
exactly.
you
It's
decide, okay, you know
effectively
what? I'm gonna
yeah, it's a wax covered option on an NFT.
All right, well, here's a good
freaking
question.
awesome.
So, on the peer-to-peer platform, how much do you take as a fee for using the platform?
10% out of the interest rate that you guys define. 10% is split on two parts. 5% or 50% out of 10% is ours, and the other half is pretty much used for buyback and burn of CMW token. As you know, we have the whole tokenomics model around the service.
Yeah, I think right now is the good place to talk about a little bit more about our tokenomics model after these questions. Yeah, before the Credit Metaverse, when I playing full time in the play to earn games, I seeing many interesting games who have not games, utility project have a combined real business with the NFTs and. Example, Olive Land project. I like the project idea in generally. Of course, the project is not ready, but I like the idea that, example, you buy the Olive Land NFTs and you get real olive trees in the field, and when the trees growing up and this field starts selling the olives, you generating the profits like a field owner. And I think about this kind of business idea more deeply. And I think about at same time I see the issue with the liquidity. And we're starting to talk with Carlo that how about if we combined our NFT collection to the real business, and we get the idea that right now we have a premium NFT collection, and premium NFT collection holders get share of the Credit Metaverse loaning profits. So if you have a Credit Metaverse premium NFTs, you're like a company owner. Of course, you don't have a voting rights and this kind of things, but you get the share of the loaning profit. So yeah, also when you're talking about the people who don't understand so much the NFTs, he only asking, this is just too expensive pictures or something like that. But yes, of course, our NFTs is the piece of art in same time, but at the same time, the NFTs are the part of the company revenue shares. So I think this is interesting combination to for our NFT collection. And Carlo, maybe you can telling a little bit more what is the process and how you can get your first premium NFT.
Sure, there is an auction going on from 8 p.m. every day. And pretty much all you have to do is log into the websites, you go to the products, you go to the auction, and you will see what's going on there. Pretty much 20 GMT, you will see the NFTs that are pretty much active. And if you press yours, in that case, it will be everything that you bid on or win and so on.
If you think about right now why you don't see any auctions right now, is the reason because right now we have a 1 hour period before the new auction started. So after 25 minutes starting the new auction and 35 minutes before the last auction ended. So now we have a 1 hour period when the new auction started.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the auctions
Looks
are
like
paid
these will
in
give you a
wax.
cut of the entire platform. Is that what these sort of do?
Sorry, what was the question?
It says a share of Credit Metaverse wax loaning profits. So these are almost like profit share with the entire platform if you have these premium.
Not entire platform. It counts for the loans that we are granting. It doesn't include the peer-to-peer. It doesn't include something else, but it includes straightly the loaning profits from the loans that we are granting in the regular service.
Okay.
Nice.
And the percentage that the percentage share you get, it goes up with each rarity.
Pretty much, yes. It goes up with each rarity and is more limited. As you can see, green have pretty much lower supply than blue, and pretty much when you look at the black one, it's even lower supply.
Does it stack? Like, can you get multiple ones and start stacking your share, or is it like one per wallet?
Shares, in regards to the share, there is no issue. If you have one NFT generates for you your share. If you have two NFTs, two are generating. The only thing that is not stacking is loan interest rate discount. So it's
Okay.
always looking at the highest one you have in your wallet. So, for example, the freebies had 3%, the black had 30%, and there's everything in between through the green one, blue one, and main collection NFTs. In regards to main collection NFTs, we had pretty much a sale the other day, which was not really a success, but pretty much everything else, the NFTs were limited, and the token that would be generated from NFTs is burnt. Of course, it's burnt for the July generation, and as soon as the unlocking happens for the following months, because we have a vesting and the tokens are locked per certain periods of time, then the rest will be burnt as well.
So I guess so I'm trying to understand the difference between there's the free collection, there's the main collection, there's the premium collection. So
Correct.
like
And
the free one gives you like discounted interest rates, the main one gives you discounted interest rates at like a higher level.
And tokens.
And the
main
token generation. Okay, so does the free one generate tokens or?
as well,
Okay.
15.5 token in total.
Okay, and then when you get to the main level, it just increases those things, and then the premium ones are the only ones that you can get a share of, like the market fees.
Correct. The higher you go, the better benefits you have, more benefits you have, etc. The only thing is that, for example, the premium NFTs are not generating the CMW, but the premium NFTs are generating pretty much this percentage of the profits made by loaning.
Okay, so the premium ones are the only ones where you can get a share of the market.
You can get also the share of the secondary NFT market through the main collection.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if you take a look, there is multiple features in each, as you can see, and
Okay.
also you can see here the share of the secondary market fee of all collection NFTs in VAX for 6 months.
Is the sale still open or is the sale done?
Sale is done. It was 24 hours. There was a question, should we keep it longer? But no, if there is no market for it at the moment, it should close.
Yeah,
And we have 4 token generations every 6 months. So pretty much if now the market is not ready for it, it's better to burn the rest and wait for the next generation in 6 months. And so on, because we are not depending on the sale. We developed the product and funded the product, pretty much development before even doing the sale, and sale was pretty much, if there is nothing changes for us, we continue developing, and we go our way. The token is even more valuable since a lot of tokens is burned, so it's quite a good thing after all.
Tune asked, did I miss what the token does? Is the profit share comes from the NFTs, so what is the utility for the token that it generates?
Token, if you have a CMW, you can first of all participate in auctions, because auctions are only through the CMW. You can provide the liquidity on DeFi box on the token pair, and we have quite nice liquidity mining allocation. which is a total of pretty much 10% of the whole token supply. Of course, it's splitted in monthly amounts. First 6 months, it's 100,000 CMW, and then following 6 months, 50,000, and halving the amounts down the road.
Oh, nice.
I've got a question kind of backtracking a bit. So when you do the peer-to-peer loaning, what are like the parameters can you use? Can you choose the length of the loan? And it sounds like you can also choose like the percentage. And then also you can choose the NFT, right? Like you can decide specifically which NFT you want to provide a loan for.
So first of all, if you are the guy with the NFT, you are setting the initial parameters. If you're a guy with a wax, then you browse the market and find the NFT that are pretty much guys are wanting loans on it, and you choose one. And let's say you're happy with it, you simply accept. Send the offer to confirm, because I think there is one parameter that I'm not sure if it's interest rate. Pretty much you as an offerer, I think you're sending the interest rate back, and if the guy is happy, he can accept. If he's not happy, he can decline, or he can send you a counter offer. And then the same procedure, you can go left and right, negotiate or accept or reject and close the story. And you can continue browsing the market and find some other thing that is more interesting for you. If you don't like this one or you want more.
That part definitely intrigues me because it's like, say you want to buy an NFT, you can go find that NFT and then say like, I'll pay 75% of this. And if they're unable to pay the loan, then you get to buy the NFT you wanted to buy for cheaper. But then if they do pay the loan back, then you just get extra wax. So it's like, that seems like something I would definitely use. It kind of seems like a win-win. It's like either I get this NFT for a discount or I just get more wax towards buying the NFT in the first place.
Yeah, wax covered option contracts. That's
Yes.
fucking super dope.
I think we are bringing to the space something that is really needed, and the concept have been proven already on Ethereum. The pretty much the services that are having peer-to-peer loans on Ethereum have raised 15 million and 6 million accordingly. I think something like that. Alexi, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, Arcade loaning service raising in last December about 50 million, and NFTFI loaning service couple of months before the December. I don't remember exact time, but raising about 5 million. So, and these kind of these services doubling the revenue in many months a row. So yeah, this kind of business model is very tested already. So we can be sure that the model working very well. Of course, I think if it's working in the Ethereum, why not in the Bucks? Because Ethereum, you have also a little problem regarding this kind of loans, because you can't make a small amount loans because the transaction fees is so big. But in the VAX you can also handle smaller loans because you don't have this kind of transaction fees.
Yeah, that's gonna be really useful. You could definitely do that, like with like 10 cents or something on wax.
Yeah.
That's not really.
So I'm seeing here you have like some staking yield. So you have a liquidity pair on DeFi Box. It's rewarded with box rewards, so they've incentivized it. But it also says like you can stake for like 1 to 12 months, and then you get an additional yield. So are you like staking the resulting box liquidity pair token, or are you just staking CMW and that's like a separate thing?
You are pretty much providing liquidity for CMW and VAX. And Box is just a reward on top of it, because we have CMW rewards, which are the main thing, but DeFi Box is supporting us, our pair with the additional Box token.
Okay, so you're paying these like 3% for 1 month, 7%, 3. That's paid out in CMW token.
Can you remind me which 3% you're talking exactly? You're talking about the
white paper. I'm just looking at this section. This one right here. Like the liquidity pool and mining, I'm just looking at this thing, the basic
A
yield.
liquidity pool, that's different. Liquidity pool is the feature that we will launch only when we will need the liquidity. And then we will have this staking of VAX and so on. But for now, we are good with the liquidity and we don't need to use someone else's money. As long as we can handle with our own money, we prefer to handle with our own money because.
Okay, this is just a mechanism that you're trying to outline if and when you were to use it.
Yes.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
And then here's the distribution.
Yeah. And also, burning mechanisms are also important important topic. So I think that we have to share how we burning to CMW tokens. And when we make this tokenomics model, Carlo have a very great ideas regarding this. So if you want to share,
Oh, this piece.
Yes, of course.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
In regards to the pretty much allocations we have or burning, what did you ask? In regards to
I asking that we have 3 different mechanisms of the burn, the CMW token, and one guy asking our fee in the peer-to-peer loaning, and we already starting to telling about that we buy back and burn 5% of the fees what we get in the peer-to-peer loans, but now maybe we should telling the another part of the burning so everyone understands the whole thing.
So first of all, auctions. Every day, 8 p.m. UTC, you're having an auction on our website where you can bid for the premium NFTs, and all the winners, CMW proceedings, are burned. The next thing is pretty much peer-to-peer, as we already mentioned. 10% of the interest rate is our commission. 50% of this 10% is ours. 50% going to be burned by simply buyback and burn. And then we have also planned certain marketing for maybe banners down the road or articles or something like that. And also part of those proceedings will be also used for burning, buyback and burn, obviously. And also there is this feature that is quite cool and quite used, is pretty much ability to, if you have the NFT that generates CMW token, instead of waiting, because the CMW token is vested through the duration of the certain period of time, from anywhere from 1 month to 6 months, depending on which NFT we are talking about. So you have an option to simply burn the NFT, lose all additional features, but you get 75% of CMW redeemed instantly. So pretty much a lot of people went for it because of stipulations. So like I could use this CMW sooner because good API on DeFi box and so on and so on. So.
And then that remaining 25% is burned.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, I like there's a lot of burn sinks here. So you're saying the CMW generation on those NFTs we talked about earlier is for a fixed period of time, and then they kind of exhaust their mining rate?
There is an exact amount, fixed amount for each NFT. For example, gray NFT, 15.5 tokens in total, half a token per day from the 1st of July till the last of July. Because July has 31 days, so it's obviously 15.5. Everything is tweaked that it's perfectly confined. For example, if you're talking about the cheapest, or for example, let's talk about the crystal, which generates 8 CMW per day for 6 months, right? So daily you will get 8, and so on. So for example, if you decide to burn this crystal NFT, and you will get automatically redeemed 75% of this token that would normally you would need to wait. But yeah, the alternative is waiting and getting the 100% out of it and keeping the perks that crystal would give you normally.
Okay, so it is here. Okay, so like this malachite one is like July 1st, August 31st. Okay, so depending, some are for longer than others, but they eventually run out. Okay.
Yeah, and if you want to participate in auctions, you have an NFT, but you don't have generated already so many tokens. You have opportunity to burn this NFT, and then you have CMW tokens, and you can participate premium NFT auctions immediately.
Okay, I see what you mean with these generations. So you're basically in like chunks of time introducing new tokens into the market in certain intervals.
Correct.
Okay, and so
Correct.
how long is each
6 months.
generation?
6 months, 4
6 months.
generations.
So you
And you
would
can see halvenings. Yes.
so over basically 2 years you would exhaust all of the tokens
Yeah.
onto the market. Okay.
Correct. Correct.
Are those
With-
numbers also assuming that the sale sold out? Like, if you guys didn't sell all of them, will there be more?
Correct. For
tokens?
example, in the first generation, what is not sold is getting burned. We already burned the July supply of what was not sold, and this was pretty much around 90 something percent. Pretty much sale was not really a success, as already mentioned. There was some dozens of crystal NFTs went out of 2000, and the other ones were even lower. So pretty much everything that would be generated by those NFTs burned, and the NFTs limited. If you open on Atomic Hub, you will see that the templates are locked on the amount that
and
was
there's no
sold.
other way for those tokens to be introduced, so they're effectively reducing the total supply of the token.
Correct.
Yes.
We already announced the burning transaction for the July, and as we have this unlocking happening every month we will be burning what those NFTs would be generating this month, and so on.
Okay, yeah, let's see. So 7.7% for the company, 10% for LP rewards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is 41%, or I guess more than that. 60, 70, 75% basically is all going to NFTs and NFT holders.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
It's all public sale.
I also like that you have all your wallets publicly listed. I think that's a nice thing to see as a collector or person who engage in the platform, so that you kind of just know if you wanted to check the receipts, how you're able to do that. We do that with our .neon extension, you know.
Yeah, I think it's very important to be visible. So right now you can checking and make your own calculations how much we have a loaning volume and how much you can earn if you buy premium NFT in the auctions, and make your own calculation of what is the good amount for the premiums right now, etc. But yeah, I think this project is not a sprint. This is more than a marathon. So I think about example after 6 months when we have more people involved in the loaning service and more loaning volume. This means that when we have a more loaning volume, premium holders get more benefits. So I think about time just to make a good for this project.
Yeah, I think setting the tone with transparency. I mean, we're still the Wild West here, you know, in the NFT and wax world. So I feel like just good projects need to kind of just show how it's done and walk the walk. So it kind of just sets the tone for any new projects. Be like, this is what people like. People like this kind of transparency in this ways. And so it's nice to see.
Yeah, but of course, right now I have started in my play to earn career in the Wax blockchain, and I like so much the Wax blockchain, but in the same time I understand. Of course, this is the business, and we want to be one of the biggest collateral service in the future, and also we want to make another financial services in this space. So we understand that we have to expand also to the another blockchains, because right now, if we want to make a real big business in this corporation, we have to expanding so fast, because right now the Wax space is it is not so big a space right now, so we have to think about also another space. But as I said before, my heart right now is inside the Wax.
So what other chains are you planning to expand to in the future? Have you decided yet?
We're planning right now. We don't look at our plans because the situation's changing all the time. but everyone know that. But right now the most sensible solutions looking expanding first to the Solana blockchain. Right now we have one service who making peer-to-peer loaning in the Solana, but we think about that in the future. The almost every play to earn blockchains is so much more huge spaces, and I think that here is space that we have. Yeah. So I think about that. Many companies can operating in the same market. So maybe next to the Solana, and in the later stage, we also want to participate in the Ethereum. But right now, Ethereum have a most competitive blockchain right now. So this is not our first expansion, but yeah, right now seems that first is the Solana.
Okay. Yeah. Here, there's a couple questions here. Can all of the NFTs be burned for that 75% of the CMW token, or just the crystal? Is there a place to burn it, or do you burn it in your wallet? So I guess does that burn 75% or burn the NFT for 75% of its CMW tokens instantly? Is that available for all the NFTs that generate tokens?
Every NFT that generates CMW token burn
And
is
do you
available.
have to do it through your platform, or do you just burn it in your wallet?
You can do both. You can burn it in your wallet. You can burn it in our platform. Both solutions are good.
Okay, yeah, that's good to know.
Oh, I see.
And
And then I
then,
also like, yeah, that one.
Oh, this is interesting. Yeah, have you thought about implementing some kind of credit rating?
We haven't been thinking of implementing a credit rating because we don't plan to hunt our customers. Pretty much, we are not issuing the loans we are not comfortable with.
I see.
Like you already said. So, if we are granting a loan for certain NFT, we are comfortable getting this NFT for this amount.
Yeah, I'm
And
curious. Like, can you see like stats? Even like, I just wonder if I'm a lender and I'm trying to find a buyer that has done this and repaid their loans consistently, then I'm more likely to seek out and lend to them as opposed to someone who's
maybe
just using the platform,
like
you
a
know?
credit
just
rating on a
opposite,
lender
like,
on a
So
per
you can
wallet.
see like, okay, this person's taken out 10 loans in the last year and they've paid back all 10 of them, versus this person's taken out 10 loans and they've only paid back 2 and gotten liquidated 8 times. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can pick and choose here.
pretty much initial release will not contain this feature, but it's definitely something that we should look into in the following releases, pretty much in upgrading the first release. By the way, I have the question, non-related. I was not sure what you said in regards to smoking on the stream. Is it allowed on your
Oh
stream?
yeah,
or-
totally.
Yeah, we don't care. I don't think
Smoking
Twitch
is
cares
fine.
either.
Yeah,
I was-
if you have the stats for lending, I would do the opposite.
Cigarettes came out immediately.
This person's been liquidated 10 out of 10 times. I'd be like, okay, I want this NFT. I'm gonna like do a loan at 50% if I can, and then get that friggin' NFT for half off. So I
Yeah,
think
that's
it-
a really good point. You seek out the bad credit people so you can
yeah,
get
I would seek out the people that are gonna get liquidated because I want their NFTs.
Oh man.
It would be nice to see that as a stat though, that like how often people got made their loans whole or not.
Oh, interesting.
We had another question too that said, with the considerations of expanding chains, is there going to be cross-chain transactions? For example, paying Ethereum to borrow a Wax NFT, or would each chain be kind of like on its own?
Initially, each chain will be on its own, but down the road there are things that we are looking as we are aiming to become the biggest. Down the road, obviously, some kind of a big bank which is providing various things, and down the road when we will have many people ask CMW. W stands for Wax. So when we expand to Solana, we will have CMS, Solana-based token, and so on. So we believe that we will make a DEX down the road, something similar to Uniswap, where you would be able to, swap your tokens from Wax to the other blockchain and opposite. And if we build it for ourselves, then I don't see why not to expand and have ability to list third-party tokens as well on these decks and so on. So there is a lot of plans for down the road, but we are going one step at a time. And
yeah, so it looks like
That's pretty cool.
Q3 is when you're planning for the peer-to-peer lending. So I guess that we just started Q3. So for now, for the feasibly the next few months, all of the loans are being supplied by your platform with the peer-to-peer on the way. Okay.
correct.
Cool. Well, yeah, this is really interesting. I laughed pretty hard at this. Lewis subprime lending.
I want your NFTs. I also think the cross chain thing, if you guys set that up, would be really cool, because then, like, you know, if say I don't have any stake in any Solana games, and then I make some of your token on Wax, and then if I can swap that for the Solana version, then I can maybe get a stake in Solana and then start trying to play games on there based on what people are using on your lending platform. So I do think that could be a cool way to like introduce people to other chains.
Yeah, of course, we have talked with Carl some options, but we don't have a look at yet anything. That, of course, we want to give some benefits for these people who investment in this project in early stage. So I think that some benefits have to also give the Wax token investors when we expanding to the another blockchains. But yeah, we don't have yet look at what is the solution right now, but something I think we have to develop.
For sure. I also think Polygon, you're saying Ether, but I think Polygon's a good chain to look into as well, because Polygon, like a lot of the Ether games are built on Polygon.
Yeah.
These are looking for future chains.
Yeah, we could collateralize our chickens. We like to play chicken derby on Polygon.
So I think I'm going to transition into the giveaway portion of our stream.
Yeah, I think we covered most of the white paper. Was there any other stuff you guys wanted to talk about before we do the giveaway stuff?
Alexi, do you have anything additional?
Maybe we share it all most important information, but if here is the people who thinking about should buy CMW token and or something like that, I think the easiest question to asking for self is that, do you see that we solving some real issue in the play to earn space? And if you think about that we solve some real need in this space, maybe 10 it's good to participate. So yeah, the question, if do you see this kind of service in the good future, and if you see this is the question.
Yeah, for sure. This is definitely like my takeaway is like there's a really like solid product already here that can be used to like service a kind of niche necessity in the space that isn't being serviced at all. But the implication of what other features are coming with like the peer-to-peer side of this, and with the potential that those features can introduce like new tools for people who trade NFTs on Wax in general, I think it's very exciting. It's like it's already a cool product, but it seems like it's going to get a lot more sophisticated as time goes on here.
Yeah, also we have a big idea bank regarding also in the back service right now. So we know we have so many ideas how we can make the back service even better and more features. But right now we have to after peer-to-peer we have to starting to investment more developing resources to the expansions, because this kind of things right now brings more revenue to the company. Of course, we want to develop bug service even better in the later, but of course we have to think about our business. And right now the most important thing is the scale about the business area where we can operating. So yeah.
So I posted a link to the Discord. Some people are asking if there's a Discord. There is one. And somebody else asked, is there a good announcement platform? Is Discord the best place to be if you're looking for the newest announcements and updates?
Yeah, Discord is the definitely best place to get more information about the Credit Metaverse project.
Nice.
Cool. Good to know.
That's kind of
So
how
the
it
link is in
for-
the chat there if anybody wants to pop in. I'm probably gonna have to join myself so I can keep up. I want to know when the peer-to-peer service launches. I want to be one of the first people in there. So for our giveaway today, we have some of the gray cards.
Ooh.
And this gives you 15.5 total CMW, which slightly less because we're 4 days into the period, I think. And we'll give away one for the first place and second place racers. And we'll hold a couple so we can promote this over the next couple days, just so anybody who's not watching this stream can hear it. But we will give them away sooner than later because I understand there's a cutoff date for how at the end of the month those lose their mining ability. So we'll give them away soon. But I want to save a couple just so, like, you know, if anybody didn't miss this stream, we can shout you guys out for the next couple days.
Sounds good.
Yep.
We will do marbles. We have an intro for marbles, and it gets kind of loud. So if you have your volume cranked, you might want to turn it down slightly. But here we go.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Exclamation point play if you'd like to join the giveaway, and the top 2 racers will get a little bit of stake in the Credit Metaverse.
Yeah, I see there's a little section about partner projects. I'm curious how you guys see like partnerships kind of folding into the Credit Metaverse platform. I'm just curious how that works in this case.
Pretty much partnerships are handled at the current stage on case-to-case basis, but there is many ways that we can collaborate with various projects, from various giveaways to various pretty much through the articles section where we can introduce other projects. There is also a possibility for arranging special conditions for certain collections, so with the higher loaning benchmark, etc., for certain templates and so on.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was curious about. So, like, if you were a partner project, you could be more advantageous to lend because.
Yes. Example. Normally, collateral value is the 20%. But example, right now, if you have an age of farming NFTs, you get a 35% collateral value for your loans.
Oh, interesting. I like that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go. I'm gonna farm some of this CMW wax liquidity.
Consumer break is with us. Hello.
You got a pretty massive APR right now at 3,200%.
Really? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I have to jump in on that.
That's quite massive considering the pool bilateral depth is 73,000 wax.
Yes.
So it's not like a tiny pool with a huge APR. It's a pretty substantial pool with a huge APR. I'm in.
Yes, in our opinion, it was important to build the proper bilateral depth so that liquidity is there. Because if there is no liquidity, what does it mean for you to have the huge API and not be able to exit or whatever you wish to do? So
yeah, it's also I know Toon was saying in the chat earlier that DeFi Box is notorious for pulling their liquidity rewards. That's true for their own token, but the APR here is 15.7% of the total comes from box rewards, and the total is 3,256%. So 3,222% of that is coming from just CMW mining rewards. And even if Box were to pull their incentives, I imagine those rewards are not those rewards aren't being dictated by Box. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Plus, you can, those APRs are not auto compounding, so you should, if you are participating in a pool like that, it's definitely very worth your while to claim those rewards on a regular basis based on whatever your size is in the pool, and then to split them and redeposit them into the pool.
Correct.
Just if you guys are trying to farm super hard out there.
Yield farmers
Not
United,
financial advice, of course.
Not financial advice, but it's well over 100,000% APY if you do that.
You're really tiptoeing this financial advice, Fags.
But yeah, cool. I'm into it.
Shout out to Chamith 007 and Twelter 88, the winners of this first race. I think both of you guys are not new, but if you're new to our stream, we have a form that you have to fill out, and we will send you the prize after the stream. But I think both of you have been here before. If you fill the form out once, you're good for all of our streams. But if just in case anybody's new, and Dumbkier, just the first and second place are winning for these races. We do have season stats though, so we keep track of all of the races. So if you watch a bunch of our streams over a 3-month season, we send out NFTs to the top 100 overall viewers.
There's quite a few of these that have been burned. These NFTs. It's really fascinating.
Makes sense. You get the kind of front run if you're trying to provide liquidity.
Yeah.
Instead of waiting, you can put it and maybe farm the amount that you would have gotten anyway.
Oh, that's a good point. You earn it,
So,
take the hit, then make up for it in your liquidity pool rewards. Oh, that's a move.
Yeah, I'm excited for that whole lending process. I have to try lending some NFTs. Or I don't know. I like being on the wax side of that whole equation too. I feel like that's exciting too.
If you're not as involved in the NFT space, I would just get a bunch of liquid wax and then just facilitate everyone else and just take the interest. I think if you're a relatively passive NFT person, it gives you some ways, just like lending out CPU is pretty advantageous for people, or renting CPU. Seems like a nice way to just get some passive income and the same play to earn kind of mindset, but in a more defined way.
Also, potentially discounts on NFTs. That's the part I'm excited about. It's like, I can only lend to NFTs that I want. So if they can't pay back the loan, I'm just getting a discount on what I wanted to buy anyway.
Yeah, that's a good point. You don't want to get stuck with this NFT that you're like, I don't even understand the value of this. And then when they end up getting liquidated, you have to sell it to recoup your costs. But it's like, I don't know anything about this project, right? So you can kind of stick to the lanes you know.
Yeah, further out in the future, the whole idea of that liquidity pool I really like too. Where if you don't want to manually be managing your own wax and doing those loans yourself, you could just deposit it into the pool and let them do all the lending side stuff for you and get a cut of it by supplying liquidity that way. That's also really cool. Just a lot of.
It's also how the premium cards work as far as if you have one of those premium cards, the cut of the lending platform, not the peer-to-peer, but just the overall lending platform.
Or even getting discounts on loans like that is super dope.
I think, do these free cards also give you a bit of a discount, or is it just the tokens that you get?
3% discount on the interest rate.
And 50.5 tokens.
Nice. So if you do want to start lending before the peer-to-peer goes live, you will get a bit of a discount if you win one of these races.
Ain't bad. 1 CMW is worth 2 wax. Pretty good.
That's definitely a really cool project, and kind of surprising nothing like this exists yet, but also not really because it's so new. But
yeah,
what I've been telling people is this is a way to kind of potentially get in on drops where you're like, I know this drop is going to 2x immediately after the drop. You can take out the loan, buy the drop, sell the drop, and then immediately pay back the loan and then pocket the extra wax. So there's definitely
Exactly.
cases where if you know something is going to be super hyped and like flippable, you can go even more degen on it and try to flip it and then pay back the loan. But there's definitely, like, I wanted to buy into a drop, but I couldn't because all of my wax was tied up in NFTs. So I could see that being a potential use case for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely helps in this bear market too. You don't want to like sell your stuff at a loss just to get liquidity, so you can kind of get the best of both worlds there.
Yeah, that's the exactly problem what we have before we have a Credit Metaverse. And
Yeah,
It seems like
liquidity
Wax
in the-
as an ecosystem is, trying to create more DeFi options too. So it kind of aligns with the future of the Wax blockchain as well and what they like to prioritize. So I think it's good to see the projects evolve with the blockchain as well.
Yeah.
Someone said that the auction for cards just went live, by the way, so I'll pull that up so we can look at it. Shout out to the DNA. Get in first.
Shout out to his family.
Pop and Stock just missed. And Valor and Vellum, our friend from the Sune art collection, is getting the second card. Congrats.
Oh, nice.
Here, I can post the link to the auctions thing if anyone's curious. Well, Alexi, are you still doing play to earn games? Like, what games are you playing these days?
are you asking which games I am playing right now?
Yeah.
Actually, right now, I only fully focus on the Credit Metaverse things. I don't have so much free time to use any another things. So right now, my full time goes to the Credit Metaverse, and I can't focus because the play to earn games need so much focus. You have to all the time analyze the market and situation. That if you don't have a time to make analysis, it's too much gambling. So I don't want to make it. So if I don't have the time to focus, I don't want to participate at all.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So here's the auctions I'm showing off. There's a couple
Nice,
blue
live
cards. There's 2 greens and then 1 black. But if you have the CMW, then you can bid on these.
Yep.
And how long are you going to keep doing auctions? Like, is there a set period of time you're going to continue the auctions? Is it until the next drop, or like how long do the auctions go?
Yeah, now we have 23 hours, and after that we have 1 hour free time, and after that starting a new auction.
I meant like the overall, like how long do the next auctions, like how many more auctions will there be, I guess?
6 months in a row we have every day.
Oh, awesome. Good to know.
Yeah.
So if you don't have your CMW built yet, you could maybe farm someone on DeFi Box until you get enough, and then you could bid on an auction.
And are the prices fixed all the time? It's is the price always going to stay the same for every auction, even as the CMW token may change?
Pretty much, we didn't define the starting price, but we will always try to keep it in the range that it's still beneficial to actually join,
Okay.
to have some bidding as well, right?
Tune
That's
asked
my
how much CMW do the blue cards generate?
The blue cards, Alexi, can you please remind me?
They get a share of the overall loaning platform instead of the CMW, right? Or do the premium cards also get CMW?
Premium cards don't get the CMW.
Yeah, so that gets you a cut of the loaning protocol in Wax, not CMW.
So yeah, 0.0035% in a share of the profits, and then a 20% interest rate discount, which is a pretty big discount.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we will do our last race for giveaway of 2 of the gray cards.
Oh. How do you get the badge? The black premium badge?
By having a black premium NFT, correct.
Kind of reminds me of all like the fancy Amex cards you can get. Like the Amex black card is like a big deal.
Yeah. Definitely. It's the one that's made out of metal.
Yeah, you just drop it on the table and you can tell, like, oh, that's got some heft.
I see. And how do you get the black premium card? Premium black holders.
That's the auction.
Yeah. Right now the lowest bid is the 550 CMW. So every increasing bid is the 10%. So yeah, but 610 CMW you need if you want to make your next bid and get your first black NFT and get your badge.
There's already a high bidder on this one. Somebody wants that black card.
Yeah.
It's my bid.
Nice. All right, last call for exclamation point play if you want to join the giveaway.
Damn. I'm tempted to like stake some more liquidity here and then just use the rewards to participate in the auctions.
It's kind of a cool ecosystem they built. Like, there's
Yeah.
multiple different ways to participate. You don't just have to
Definitely.
be on the lending side of stuff.
Give me a hell yeah!
I mean, I just added to that pool. Let's see how much my rewards are up to right now. Like, I did that while we were talking a second ago. Let's see. CMW. Oh wow, I already made 0.71. 0.71. That's 1.5 wax. God damn.
Nice.
That's quick.
It is indeed.
It's just like printing. Let's go. Damn. I feel like
Let's
there's definitely the secret's gonna get out here, and that seems like this is dramatically undervalued at the moment.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I agree.
Like in a not financial kind of advice kind of way.
Yeah, but this what I meaning that
Yeah.
this project needs so much time because we need more time to increasing our loaning volumes, and at the same time when the loaning volumes increasing, the premium NFT values also increasing. But I understand that in the Max space it's very hard to trust in the future because 90% of the project die after the hype, immediately after the hype. So of course we need the time to gain our audience fully trust.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah,
I feel
but
like
we have a
that
time.
definitely comes with a good product though, and I feel like this is a product that doesn't have a service like community yet. While it is kind of a higher concept thing than a lot of people are used to, there's definitely I can see there's definitely like a population of this like market that does want tools like this and will use them actively.
Oh, no.
I would like to answer to the Mono Suerte. Yes, you are right. It's only for the loan. The discount is only for the loans taken from us, not related to peer.
Oh, I see. Okay. So there's a balance. You can like negotiate peer to peer, or you could take the sure thing from the platform with the membership discount, and you can kind of decide which one's right for you.
Correct.
That kind of creates a nice little competition for the peer to peer to compete with the platform. So you don't just do outrageous interest rates and outrageous loan terms because you know you got people by the balls.
Good one.
Yeah, but it seems like the key that I think gets missed a lot, and you see it a lot with the games particularly, is just like a lot of these projects just don't build for the long term. They don't think, okay, what's our 1 year, 3 year, 5 year plan? It's just, all right, let's crank this thing out, throw it at the wall and see what sticks, and we'll just figure it out from there. So, I think the teams, the projects, the concepts that are thinking long term, thinking, okay, well, we need to make a business that's viable 5 years down the line and that can scale in that time, those are the ones that'll stick around.
Yeah, and also I guess that in the near future, when the market rising again, and so much more population coming in the play to earn, and also this increasing our loading volumes in the future. Because I think play to earn space is the very early stage, and yeah, I think this space have a long future coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like there's also just it's like, while it has shrunk a bit since the like markets have like pulled back, it's still like a pretty active community of like real people, real players.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah, right now we have a good time to preparing our service for the all necessary blockchains and make a great features, and when the user base start rising, we are ready.
have fun. Nice. Yeah.
All right, well, I think that's gonna wrap up the stream here.
So
We always like to play a song to play us out. I guess if you guys have any final messages to give out there, now would be the time. But then we'll go into buying the dip, which is also not financial advice.
So I don't have personally anything else other than thank you for hosting us. Thanks to the community for asking questions, for getting familiar with us, and yeah, peace out from my side.
Yeah, it's the great pleasure to be here today, and yeah, if you still have some questions, join the Credit Metaverse Discord. If you want asking something for the private for me, you can. I'm always available, so just send a direct message. So yeah, hope everyone enjoyed the stream, and great thanks to the hosting. So it's great to be here today.
Thanks for joining us, and definitely let us know, like, when you have the update, when the peer-to-peer stuff comes out, we can have you back on so we can look at that. And anytime you have an update, just let us know. We're happy to have you on, because it seems like you're building some utility for Wax, and anybody that's building for Wax is good in my eyes. So I appreciate you guys coming on and choosing Wax as the chain you want to build on.
Yeah, I also like, this is a really cool product, and I feel like a team that can actually bring that type of a product like and realize the goals here, which is super dope. Like, I love all the like back end stuff you built for battle miners too, which it's like, it's complicated but like functional and like clean and like easy like to use, even though it's like a lot going on. It's really cool.
Thanks.
It's definitely like a cut above a lot of other things out there. So it's definitely like, yeah, I'm a fan. I'm excited to see how this goes with all the like potential future like implications that we talked about. It's going to be so cool. I'm excited.
Definitely.
All right, well, I will play Buying the Dip, then we're going to raid into Token Gamer. He's playing some NFT games. But yeah, thanks for joining us, everybody. It was a fun stream.
Yeah,
Your
thanks,
boy
guys.
Kevin just lost lots of money. Oh, but that's okay. I am with you. Oh man, your boy Kevin just lost lots of money. Oh, but that's okay. I am with you. Here we go. Come on, push it. Buying the dip. Here we go. Come on, push it. Buying the dip. Here we go. Come on, push it. Buying the dip. Here we go. Come on, push it. Oh my God, what's happening?
First of all this whining by Wall Street is making me sick. 140% of GameStop was short. Short. You can't allow Wall Street to short 75% of a stock, crush these companies into the dirt, thousands of stocks into the dirt. Then when the individual makes money, everyone's entrepreneurs. I have a kid who bought a house, paid $50,000 and bought a house. After decades of the shorts, you have to accept the fact that individual investors are playing the same game that you're playing, and now you're losing.
Here we go, come on, push it, buying the dip. Here we go, come on, push it, buying the dip. Here we go, come on, push it, buying the dip. Here we go, come on, push it. Oh my God, what's happening? Here we go, come on, push it, buying the dip. Here we go, come on, push it, buying the dip. Here we go, come on, push it, buying the dip. Here we go, come on, push it. Oh my God, what's happening?
There's a lot of power in organization online. 2 million people can get together in a subreddit. I think it's really funny that the GameStop stock is going up and just affects the market in that way. There's 20,000 people live in a Discord who are spamming rocket emojis, yelling, "Go to the moon."
All right, and we have rated
That
over.
song is amazing.